Hi, my name is Lisa from sewinglife.com. Thank you so much for joining me in this video today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you today about some of my sewing plans and things that I'm going to make to increase my me-made wardrobe. I'm going to talk you through the patterns that I'm using. Some of them I'm going to self-draft and the fabrics that I've got. So really I have got too many projects for the amount of time that I have available. But nevertheless, I thought I would talk you through some of them and hopefully I will get all of them finished and they won't sit in my to-do pile for a long time. So the first one is a charity shop find. So I love charity shops. Love them. Been bought up on jumble sales. I love buying things from charity shops, upcycling them, changing their uses. Just love it. So I've got this quilt here. So this is a huge quilt. I think it's like it must be a king size. It was massive. So I've bought this. It's slightly padded. You can see from the fabric. So it's got a little bit, when I've cut into it, it's got like padding into it to give it this sort of raised effect. So it's really nice and I really like the colour. So what I've realised is there is a massive amount of fabric and I am trying to get 2 coats out of this, which is quite adventurous, but that's my intention. So the first one that I've got is this one here. So it's a simplicity pattern, simplicity 1421. So the one that I've done is here, style B, with this contrast binding. So I made this a few years ago in a stretch denim. So this is the one that I made. I made it quite a few years ago actually, but I've worn it a lot. So I've worn it loads and loads and loads. So I like the style, I like the fit, it's very comfortable. I like the contrast as well. So that's the jacket. What I had to do was it said to do the binding on all the seams inside, so it took me absolutely ages. But then a very strange thing I thought was that I went to all that effort of doing that, and yet there was no lining at all. So here you can see the interlining on the inside of the jacket, which I think sort of lets it down a little bit. So I did sort of think way back when I made it, if I made it again I would possibly line it, or I'd do something so that that interlining wasn't on show. So that's my sort of analysis of that pattern. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that exact same shape in this fabric. So I've cut it, you can see that I've cut out all the pieces, and I'm just hoping that this padded fabric doesn't mean that it's too bulky. But what I've got, which I thought was really good, I was really pleased about this, is all around the outside of the quilt it had this this binding on. And so what I've done is I've taken the entire binding off, because there's loads of it because it was so big, and I'm going to use that as the contrast binding on this coat, and I thought that that would look really nice. So I'm quite excited to make that one. Actually, I bought that a few weeks ago, and I've just cut it out this week. I actually really enjoy the cutting out process. I know not everybody does, but I actually really enjoy the cutting out process. I find that bit quite therapeutic. So that is the jacket that I've got. The only thing that I have done is that the lower collar I'm going to do in this fabric. So this this fabric here is, sorry, it's got all pinned. This fabric here is what was on the back of the pillowcases. And so obviously it's a perfect colour match. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the underside of the collar in this, and also the yoke, the inside yoke in this as well, just because what I want to try and do is eliminate a little bit of the bulk, because it is a bulkier fabric. And I'm also not going to put the pockets on the front as well, because I think that that's going to add a little bit of bulk. Now what I am going to do is I'm going to make it up, and if when I look at it I think it would look better with the pockets, I can add the pockets on at a later date. But at the moment my plan is not to add the pockets. Okay, so that is that jacket. And then the other jacket that I'm making is this. So I've got this coat, and my mum bought me this actually from another charity shop. The make is, let's have a look. Fenn, Wright, Manson. Okay, it's a jacket that I have worn a lot. So what I thought is I'm going to make another one. So I'll put it on for you so that you can see. So it's a really easy style. It's got like a shawl collar, which I really like. So it keeps it really cozy. So it's nice because it's got long sleeves that you can just fold back. Sleeves are never long enough for me. So I like the fact that it's a really nice long sleeve. So I'm going to make this, and I'm going to sort of use this as a template to make another coat out of this, which I think should be really, really nice. So I'm pretty sure that I've got enough fabric to make both of those two coats out of that quilt. So I'm quite pleased that I'm going to be able to get both of those things out of that quilt, because that quilt, I think it cost me £10 in the charity shop, but I think if I get both of those jackets out of that quilt for £10, that is a bargain, because I already had that pattern, so I've not paid for that pattern, and I'm going to self-draft the other one. So I think that's quite good, actually. I'm quite happy with that. Right, so next I have another charity shop quilt here. I've gone a bit mad buying quilts recently. I don't know what it is, but I've just bought so many of them. So I need to stop, actually. But this one I bought, I really like this. So it's all plain cotton, and it's got this really lovely embroidery across here. So very, very deep panel of embroidery at the bottom. And then it's also got a thinner panel of embroidery on the pillowcases. So you can see it's in a thinner form there on the pillowcases. And I think at the top as well, it's also got across the middle, and yeah, across the middle, it's got the thinner bit. So it's got loads of, and at the top as well, it's got loads of embroidery sections that I can use. So what I'm going to make with this is I'm going to make a dress that has got like trouser bottoms. So I'll show you the item that I'm going to take it from. So I've got this item. So I wear this all the time. And the reason I wear it all the time is because it is such an easy item to wear. So it's got pockets, as you can see, which need to be put inside. And then you can see the bottom is trousers, and it's tiered, but it's just really, really light and flowy. And then it's got a V-neck here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to a round neck, and I'm going to add sleeves, because this one's sleeveless. I always wear a cardigan over the top, but I want this to be more of a summery make. So I'm going to add sleeves, probably like a puff sleeve. I'm not really sure yet. And what I might do is I might add this embroidery on the sleeves. But what I want to do is use the big panel of embroidery at the bottom. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at it and see if it will be too much to have this panel of embroidery on the sleeve as well. So I'm going to sort of like see what it's like as I make it up for that one. So that's another project. Next one. Right, so there's a bit of a charity shop theme. I did say I like charity shops, so I do really like charity shops. I've got a coat here from, again, from a charity shop, and it's actually Regatta is a coat. So it's a padded coat, but I've bought it because I think it'll be really nice and warm. But the problem is, because I have got such long arms, nothing is ever long enough for me. So the arms actually stop about there. So what I've got is, hold on a second, it's gone missing. Sorry, went missing. So what I've done is I've bought some rib here, and I'm just going to add a rib cuff on, and I'm going to make it into quite a long rib cuff, so that it will just make it wearable for me, because I think it's going to be really nice in the winter. So hopefully, I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet. I'm probably just going to attach it to the inside there, double it up, and then attach it in there. So I think it should look nice. This only cost me like a few pounds. I think this cost me £12, which was a bit more expensive in a charity shop, but I did think, well, I like it. I've given it a wash. It's nice and clean. There's no marks in it or anything like that. So I'm quite happy with that. So that shouldn't be too big a project for me. Next. Right, so I've got this linen. So again, this was another charity shop find, although I didn't find this. My mum and dad bought this from a charity shop. It is in fact a double quilt. It's 100% linen and it's from Marks and Spencer. So I really love the colour. I've already made 2 blouses out of this. One for me and the same one for my sister. So I did a video on that actually, if you want to watch the video on me making that. And the pattern I used was the Marnie blouse pattern from Tilly and the Buttons. So I've still got quite a lot of fabric left and I'm going to make a jumpsuit out of this. The pattern is a free pattern from a company called Peppermint, who are a fantastic company. They actually offer their patterns and you pay what you want for the pattern, so you can get it for free or you can pay. They have a certain number of like $2, $5, $10, $15 or $20. You can choose how much you pay for it. So it's a really cute little jumpsuit that I'm going to make, which has got like a bib top fitted. It's fitted to a B cup, so you can adjust it bigger or smaller, however you want, and then a bit more of a generous relaxed sizing around the short. So I'm going to make that for my holidays. It's got like a little spaghetti strap, thin strap as well. So that's something that I'm going to make. So I'm quite pleased about that actually. I think that'll be really nice on holiday. I'm also going to make a tea towel out of that because I think that will be really nice. It's a bit random, isn't it? But I'm going to make a tea towel out of that as well. Right. So next I have got a beautiful sari. So this has come from a lady that my mum worked with. She owns hundreds of saris and she was having a clear out and she gave this fabric, this sari, to my mum. And my mum has asked me if I wanted it, and I have I mean, I always take whatever fabric I'm offered really, because I always think, oh yeah, you never know when that'll come in useful. So I'm actually going to make a caftan with this, which it's one of the free patterns. So I did a video which I will link, and I found lots and lots of free patterns, and there was a free pattern to make a caftan. And it's like a great pattern. It's just basically like a big rectangle of fabric, and you cut out a round piece for the head, and then you sew 2 lines of stitching to make the arms, and then you do a little channel to draw the waist up. So I think that this would be really pretty, because what I can use is this gorgeous colour at the side, which will go all the way down the caftan. So I think that that will be really, really nice. And then I think it would be something that I will wear on holiday at night time. So I'm not going to wear it as like a cover up or anything like that. So yeah, I think that that will be a very, very nice make. I mean, there is loads and loads of fabric, and I sort of think that I probably won't even use half of it for that. So something else will need to be made out of this sari at some other time. It is very beautiful fabric. So the last project I'm going to show you is this. So this has just arrived today, and I'm both pleased and not pleased with this. And I'll tell you why. So my daughter asked me to make her a jacket. She sent me a picture and said, I really like this jacket. It's quite expensive. Can you make one? So the next day, randomly, this free jacket came up on my Instagram feed, which was by a company called Unfettered. And it was almost identical to the jacket that she wanted. So I thought, I might have a go at that. Sent it back to her. She said, yes, that's what she wants. The jacket has got like a slightly enlarged collar. It's like it's got a raglan sleeve, so it's a bit of a relaxed fit. It's got pockets, but I'm not going to do the pockets. And then the one my daughter liked had got like a really big cuff, turned back cuff detail. So the free pattern that I had found on Unfettered had not got that detail, so I have to add that on. But I ordered this fabric because I went on to a Poundland, Pound Fabric, I think it's called. I'll link it anyway. I've never used it before, and people put lots of reviews on there, and I thought I'll give it a go. You have to buy this fabrics that are sort of, I think they're like £1 a metre, so really, really cheap. But I ordered this for the lining, which is a beige with a little polka dot, and quite a few people had said that it was a really nice quality. So I thought, right, well, I'll get that. That looks really nice. So that's coming, that's lovely. And then this navy, so the mistake I've made here is this is a sateen, which was fine. I didn't realise that it was a lightweight sateen, so I thought it was a heavier weight, and that I can make a jacket with it, because it did say in the description that you can make sort of tailored items. However, it's actually it's not thin, but it's more of a shirt, a blouse type fabric. So I'm not going to be able to make her jacket in this, but what I have thought that I'm going to do is I'm going to do a skirt, gathered skirt out dress, but with the trouser bottom. So that the black dress that I showed you right at the beginning, I'm going to use that in this blue fabric, and I'm going to do like a long sleeve, and I might do some sort of some detail on the sleeve, maybe sort of do a bit of like shearing that I've not done before. So I'm going to do something like that, and I think that that's probably something that I'll wear quite a lot. So it's a happy accident, because it means that I'm going to get a dress that I think I'll wear a lot. However, I still haven't got the fabric now for my daughter's jacket. So good and bad, really. But then sometimes, you know, when you buy fabrics online and you don't get to feel them, you just got to take that chance, haven't you? But I was prepared to take the chance because it was just, you know, it was really, really reasonably priced. So those are all the things that I am planning to make. And it's a lot, isn't it? So I hope that I'm going to be able to make all of them. I'm probably going to start the jacket first because I've already cut that out, and yeah, then I will work my way through them all. So I hope that this has given you some kind of inspiration. I'm going to make sure that I post any pictures that I've got that I've used for inspiration. And I hope you enjoy your sewing plans, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and have a great day.